Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is Bill Olson, our trading anchor, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. We're getting things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are up this morning, with S&P futures up 0.13%, Dow futures up 0.03%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.38%. Stocks have advanced into earnings reports while Treasury yields rise higher this morning. Discovery has declined in U.S. pre-market after Credit Suisse Group unloaded about $2 billion of stocks tied to the Archegos Capital Management blowup, including those of the media company. Elsewhere in markets, oil has climbed above $61 a barrel. Global stocks are stalling near all-time highs, and investors are now looking towards earnings season for further catalysts. So expectations of a strong profit rebound have helped markets rally, setting the bar high as reporting gets underway. In regards to coronavirus vaccines, the White House said that the U.S. inoculation campaign remains on track despite the pause in Johnson & Johnson doses amid health concerns. J&J share prices are trading lower in pre-market while Moderna's are ticking higher. Over in Asia, credit markets steadied after pressure from sharp sell-off in one of China's largest bad debt managers. Most Asian stocks have climbed higher, although shares in Japan have dipped amid concerns about the slow vaccine rollout. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Shane, I've been watching the S&Ps all morning long. They're a little lower right now. They just pulled back, to negative territory. But they've been, slightly higher all morning long. So I still think we're going to open up in the green. Why? Because of the earnings announcements. You saw what Goldman did. You saw what JP Morgan did, Wells Fargo. They were all expected to post first quarter gains and profits, and they did. JP Morgan, for example, they delivered a beat of $1.40. However, as normal, the stock is trading off. JP Morgan always seems to sell off whenever they release earnings. Key catalyst today, let's face it, we got a Jerome Powell conference today at 12 o'clock where he's going to be speaking to an economics club, giving a speech. And then there's that Coinbase IPO. This is going to be hot. This is going to be moving a lot of these stocks like Squared, PayPal, Riot Blockchain, Mara, you name it. So you got to keep an eye on those. And, of course, the earnings are going to be a positive influence on the market today.
Let's go ahead and move into earnings to watch today. Bill, you talked about JP Morgan. Tell us what else is going on.
But yeah, JP Morgan, as I mentioned, they delivered a beat of $1.40, but it was on lower revenue. Again, the stock is trading off this morning in the pre-market. That trend is likely, to continue. It was down a full percentage point. Now it's down 0.5%. Bed Bath & Beyond, that's ticker BBBY, boy, yellow. They delivered a 9-cent beat on higher revenue, but the stock is selling off. It's down about 8% this morning. Goldman Sachs, they delivered an $8.32 beat. Let me say that again. They beat by $8.32, and they did it on higher revenue. You look at Goldman Sachs, it's up 1.62% this morning after that quality announcement. Wells Fargo, that's ticker WFC, William Frank Charlie, they delivered a beat of 35 cents on higher revenue. You look at the stock this morning, the pre-markets, it's up 0.38%. And Lovesac, these guys make couches. They're doing really well. They delivered a 79-cent beat this morning. They did it on higher revenue. It was priced for a big straddle. And what's it up? It's up over $5 this morning, or 8%. So Lovesac really did deliver.
How about insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
Taiwan Semiconductor, that's TSM, Tom, Sam, Mary. They're priced for a 3.3% move, and they release earnings tomorrow. United Healthcare, this is the big boy, UNH. Under Nancy Harrell, they're priced for a 2.7% move when they release tomorrow a.m. And Lakeland Industries, this is ticker LAKE, Larry, Apple, Kilo, Edward. They're priced for a move of 9.3%. I'm telling you, the weekly puts were active yesterday. You don't know these guys. Lakeland Industries, they produce the hazmat suits. They produce some, protective gear. they were all the rage last year going into the pandemic. So face it, they delivered stellar earnings last year, which is not likely to happen again this year when you compare it to a year-to-year basis. I suspect they'll be positive, but they're just not going to compare to last year. And let's take a look at Alcoa. That's ticker AA, Apple. They're priced for a 6.2% move. It's all about raw materials here, and raw material prices have been increasing. And aluminum is approaching a 3-year high. The option market is definitely pricing in the beat here. The call volume was very strong yesterday. So, yeah, you got to watch shares of Alcoa today. It should be trading higher all day today. That's ticker AA.
Well, moving into our economic reports, Bill, what are we seeing there?
8:30, we get the import and export prices. At 10 o'clock, this one's not a huge one, but I suspect it's going to be watched significantly right now, which is the Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations. That comes out at 10 a.m. At 10:30, we have the EIA oil stockpiles report. Last night, we had the report that came out of the American Petroleum Institute. But this one is the official one, so we'll have to wait and see what happens today from this report. Later today, we got a lot of Fed speak. Dallas Fed Bank President Robert Kaplan's going to be giving a talk at 9:15 a.m. and then again at 6:05 p.m. Jerome Powell, he's talking at 12 o'clock, 12 noon today. You got to keep an ear on the market, see what he's saying. At 2:30, we have New York Fed Bank President John Williams. At 3:45 p.m., we have the Vice Chair, Richard Clarida, speaking. And at 4 p.m., we have the Atlanta Fed Bank President, Raphael Bostic, talking.
Well, moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with an update on Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. The issue with the vaccine, Wall Street analysts actually expect that the CDC will recommend that women under 50 years old get a different COVID-19 vaccine moving forward. Federal health officials say that the ultra-rare blood clots reported in 6 people who received the J&J vaccine are similar to the blood clots that were detected in a very small number of people in Europe who were immunized by AstraZeneca's shot. So J&J share price is down 0.82% in pre-market, while competitor Moderna's, that's mRNA, is up 3.04%. Other vaccine news, the European Commission will not renew its COVID-19 vaccine supply contracts with AstraZeneca nor J&J when they expire next year. One on Moderna again, ticker mRNA. They just released their 6-month review of the vaccine, which shows continued data that the treatment is more than 90% effective. And last one on that topic, COVID-19 shots created by Novavax, ticker NVAX, as well as Moderna's, have been added to the UK's mix and match trial of different combinations of approved vaccines for the first and second immunization doses. So this study will see how well people's immune systems respond when their second dose boost is different than the type of vaccine to their first prime dose. So if this study goes well, this could definitely be something to be positive for both of them. In other news, KKR, ticker KKR, has agreed to acquire Ansono from Charles Bank Capital Partners for an undisclosed amount. In other news, the Dollar General, ticker DG, is set to hire up to 20,000 new employees this spring through in-person and virtual hiring events from April 19th to April 23rd. News on ACOM, ticker ACM. The company has been awarded a contract with the U.S. Postal Service worth up to $600 million. In other news, WEX, ticker WEX, a financial technology service provider, has signed a deal to buy Benefit Express, a cloud-based administration tech company, for $275 million. Other news on AstraZeneca, ticker AZN. Its treatment Tagrisso has been approved in China for the treatment of patients with early-stage lung cancer. AstraZeneca's share price is up 1.89% in pre-market. News on Nikola, ticker NKLA. The company has jumped 3.7% in pre-market after announcing to join natural gas companies IVECO and OGE to establish a business structure for transporting hydrogen. Lastly, for me, one on Honeywell, ticker HON. The company has launched a gas cloud imaging system in Europe to help companies address their climate goals. So the system will utilize state-of-the-art cameras to provide continuous monitoring for dangerous and polluting gas leaks at oil and gas, chemical, and power generation facilities. Honeywell share price is up 0.22% in pre-market. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Shane, I break my news alerts down into specific events and for specific segments like industries, sectors. And, when they pop, when they go off, I can react quickly. And it gives me that knowledge that I'm trading on facts. And, that's the one real cool thing about news where you're dealing with facts with the content providers we deliver. I have my FANG alert that I watch pretty closely. It's a little quiet this morning. I see Google on their Wedbush is assuming coverage. They put a outperform rating on it with a price target of 29.53, which is kind of interesting. It's a little higher than their previous. Apple, they got added to the tactical outperform list at Evercore ISS. I think Apple is going to run. I don't think it's because of this rating. I feel that the short-term catalyst really here is that April 20th event where they're going to showcase some of their products and unveil some additional new products. So I think that's really what's going to be driving Apple moving higher over the next week or so. Let's talk about my Dow Jones 30 alert. Boeing. I can't say enough about this right now. I've been positive on this for a while. They released positive sales figures yesterday, and they were pretty good. They reported the best pace of net order/cancellations since the groundings of last year. Now, you got the key point here is their earnings date is at the end of the month on April 30th. It's likely going to run hot into that earnings date. It's likely going to be trading even higher after the earnings come out. So Boeing is one to watch. Pfizer, that's ticker PFE. I noticed that the CEO came out and said that they're ramping up production of their COVID-19 vaccine. They're doing this because they feel that there's an opportunity to sell more because of the issues with the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So I'm not surprised to see that. Pfizer is trading a little higher this morning. Let's talk about some option headlines. I'm really expecting to see some more volatility in some of these stocks associated with the Coinbase IPO. Coinbase, ticker COIN. This is scheduled to start trading today. Start trading today. And due to that, you're going to start seeing some price appreciation in Riot blockchain, which is ticker RIOT. I'm looking at the vols, the 30-day option implied volatility is at 154. Compare that to the 52-week range of 98 to 274. Mara, which is MARA, Michael Apple, Richard Apple. This is Marathon Digital Holdings. Their 30-day option implied volatility is at 155 compared to the 52-week range of 139 to 479. So if coin starts trading higher, if it jumps off of this IPO price, you're going to see these stocks as well as some others move higher today. And let's talk about Freeport McMoran. This is ticker FCX, Frank Charlie X-ray. The 30-day option implied volatility is at 53. Compare that to the 52-week range of 45 to 95. This is a pure raw materials play. As the economy's improved, the demand for raw materials has a history of increasing, and this is a copper play. This is why you want to be long something like FCX going into an improving economy, because copper prices typically tend to push higher, and that's good news for stocks like FCX. Let's move on to the FDA alert, and let's talk Johnson & Johnson. We all know it. The their COVID vaccine has been on pause. Well, later today, a federal advisory panel is going to meet, and they're going to debate the use of their COVID vaccine 19 drug. Now, I understand that there's a blood clot issue in six ladies, and that's the reason why they paused the distribution of the vaccine. But that's 6 patients out of a total of 4 million vaccines that have been administered. You're in a crisis situation. You're talking 6 out of 4 million. What do those 6 women have in common? They all had similar. I think they were all pregnant as well. So yeah, you say if you're pregnant, you don't take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. listen, Johnson & Johnson, this vaccine is going to be put on the distribution list early next week, and the stock will just rebound from there. So wait to see if you can get it in some lower levels here. If it gets down to that 155, it's a can't miss. Merck, I'm looking at the volatility in the Merck index. It's increasing versus its 30-day historical volatility. And CVAC, this is Charlie Victor Apple Charlie. They're going to report their Q4 and full year 2020 financial results, and they're going to provide a business update tomorrow. So you want to keep an eye on shares of CVAC today. In terms of my guidance alert, ticker XPO. This is XPO Logistics. The CEO just said that given the strong momentum we see in 2021, we have a high degree of confidence that we will make or beat our full year guidance for the adjusted EBITDA of $1.725 billion to $1.8 billion, which is a year-over-year increase of 24 to 29% company-wide. That's big. You're going to watch shares of XPO move higher today on this news. Alaskan Airlines, that's ticker ALK. Alaska Air Groups expects a 57.5% drop in their first quarter revenue compared with, the first quarter of 2019. Well, okay. The airlines has previously said they're expecting the drop to be between 55 and 60%. So it's really right in line with what they're saying. Alaskan Airlines trading a little lower. It's a discount airline, short, small flights. It's not going to be a bellwether. It's not going to be a stock that's going to be moving, 50 points from here. But, it's solid. And I think you're going to see it's going to be able to recover faster than some of the bigger airlines. Let's talk about some events today. Moderna, this is ticker mRNA. They're hosting a vaccine day today. It's actually started at 8 a.m. And Johnson & Johnson, as I said, they have that CDC panel meeting today to debate whether and how Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine should be continued to used in the U.S. after the 6 women developed blood clots after receiving the vaccine. That's what I have going on, Shane. That's what my alerts are telling me.
Let's go ahead and move into our Trade Talk picks for today. I'm picking BlackRock, ticker BLK. This is an earnings play. The company is set to release earnings tomorrow pre-market with an EPS estimate of $7.75. So this is one I think we can really expect to see some appreciation today going into that, and perhaps even tomorrow morning after they announce their quarterly earnings. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
I'm going with Boeing, ticker BA. The stock's up a little bit in the pre-market. It was up nicely yesterday. I'm going to be looking I actually have a position in Boeing, so I'm just going to be looking to add to it. Earnings are at the end of the month. You have those positive sales figures. Brokers are all positive on the stock. These guys delivered 29 aircraft last month, including 19 737 MAX planes. You look at the March orders, and they consisted of 100 deliveries. There were 737 MAX models for Southwest Airlines. There was 32 planes for Alaska Airlines. There was 25 they delivered for United Airlines, and 24 for 777 partners. And then they delivered 3 planes from unidentified customers. But yeah, I'm looking at Boeing. I think that those sales numbers that they put out yesterday were strong, and you're going to continue to see positive momentum in the stock today. So my pick for today is Boeing, BA.
I'm moving into what's hot off the press. So this is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak. They will be moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Look at our newswire alerts and see what's streaming in. Bill, which are the ones we should be letting traders know about?
Let's take a quick check at Verizon. Verizon Media announced a next-gen solution suite. What does this mean? It's like a first-to-market offering for advertisers and publishers independent of cookies or mobile apps IDs for the audience creation, buying, or measurement. So they're doing something with advertising there at Verizon Media. Keep an eye on it today.
Stock alert. This is one that we spoke about. Lovesac, ticker LOVE. The company's up more than 8% in pre-market after their better than expected quarter results.
We talked about that yesterday, about that big move we were expecting, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one, TRX, Tom Richard X-Ray. The CEO said that the company is positioned for continued success. TRX, Tom Richard X-Ray. Here's one, INFY, Inside Nancy Frank Yellow. Info Systems Board recommends capital return of over $2 billion, including dividends and buybacks. Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY, Boy Yellow. They're raising their full year share repurchasing plan from 3.25 million to 3.25 million. That's up 25 million from the old plan.
Wells Fargo, ticker WFC. The CEO says they're moving forward with a commitment to simplify the company.
For JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon says it's strong underlying performance across all of our businesses. He was very positive on the release.
One on Ford, ticker F. Ford announced that the Mustang Mach-E made in China opens for pre-order.
JP Morgan comes out and says it's a coin-based world we're living in. That IPO is going to be hot. Morgan Stanley raised their price target on Walgreens Booth Alliance. That's ticker WBA, William Boy Apple, to $60 from $52.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing.
Same here. So that's going to do it for what's hot off the press. But traders, keep in mind, you can receive the same breaking stories that we do simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Tuesday. I had JP Morgan, ticker JPM, opened at $154.75. Had a moment where it went a little bit higher, went to about $155-ish for a little bit, and ended up closing lower at $153.98 for a 0.49% loss. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
Well, I went with JB Hunt yesterday. That's ticker JBHT. Now, it opened up higher than I thought and then sold off, which was a really good buying opportunity. It broke that 169 level, and that's when I started getting in. I got into the stock at 169.20. And I rode it all the way back up to 170. It didn't close above the opening price, which is really what I was expecting. So in that terms, it didn't really meet the expectations, but I made good money on it yesterday. It did move well over $1. That morning sell-off was like buying the stock with a coupon, and that's something, as you know, I love doing. It's coupon trading again. So it was really good for me. It just didn't really, that morning sell-off was a really good opportunity. I hope everybody realized it, and but it didn't jump off the opening print. That's for sure.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.